Time to head to the gym. Alright, so before I start lifting weights, I have a whole kind of band routine I do first, which I'll throw in here somewhere. Mostly just get my shoulders loose. I have lots of issues with my right shoulder, so definitely do them for that, but also do it for both sides, kind of as a rehab, if you will. There's a few more exercises I didn't throw in here. I'll probably throw them in later on, but I didn't want the first part to drag on too long. So now we're going to do some overhead pressing. So a quick note to add, I try to do those bands probably 3 to 4 times a week. When I haven't done it, I always get hurt for sure. When I do it, I don't get hurt as often. So it definitely benefits me to do those as often as I can. So the overhead press is one of those lifts that I really want to focus on this year. I never have been very strong with this movement. So I'm hoping to do it a little more often, try to knock it out twice a week, close to twice a week at least. One of those being a strength day, and one of those being just a repetition day. As you see here, we're working up, gradually working up to 135. It's kind of my first heavy set there, just a gradual progression to get loose. That was 135 there, starting to get heavy. Trying to work up to 1 rep max today. So far I'm at is 175, and that was like a month or so ago, so even more than that today. Put that on 10, 20 or so, and try again. Keep working up. So 155 here actually felt pretty good. It went up nice and smooth. My form was good. Things started to kind of feel in the right groove there. I wanted to try 175 again because, like I said, it's been over a month probably since I've tried this, and I haven't been in the gym that often doing overhead pressing. So I wanted to just make sure I could get that before I advanced. I went ahead and tried 185, but I get it about halfway and I just can't quite lock it out. I probably progressed a little bit too soon, or I guess too quickly, I guess I should say. A friend walked in, we had a little chit chat for probably 15 minutes, allowed me kind of to regroup, and I gave it a second shot. And it was quite a grinder, but I did eventually lock it out. We'll count that. Looked pretty clean overall. Nice to have that 10-pound PR there. It definitely was rough. After that I worked up, I knocked it back down to 135. This is roughly 80%. And I did 4 sets of 5. Typically I would do 5 sets, but I was pretty shot after that grinder, and there wasn't much left in the tank. After that we moved on, and I did some seated dumbbell presses, which I did not film, and then I worked on my rear delts. My front delts get plenty of work, and I feel like my lateral or side delts do as well on like my overhead pressing and then my bench pressing. So I try to get some extra work done on these rear delts. And I typically do 2 movements, the one you just saw being that machine, and then also these cable flies, or I guess reverse cable flies. And I'll do about 4 sets of each of these at roughly 12 to 15. Next I moved on to forearms. My form routine is pretty much the very same every time I go in there. I need to start adjusting it probably. But I do these kneeling reverse grip, I guess you can call them. And then once I knock out 12 to 15 of those, I instantly drop that weight and I grab the other weight there, because my curls, I'm about 10 pounds stronger on curls than I am the reverse curls. So I just grab 2 bars and kind of superset these 2. And I like to do these for about, right now I'm only getting about 4 or 5 sets in. I would like to get up to about 6 sets. And usually once I can get 15 reps with these for all those sets, then I'll jump the weight up. These really start to burn if you do all 4 sets right back to back to back. So typically I'll give myself a little bit of time just so I can get some work in without the burning fatigue setting in too soon. Lastly, after those, I did this kind of a made up exercise I've done. To me, this simulates a softball swing, that last final action of that wrist action. And with this, you can kind of adjust your hand up and down that bar to whatever resistance feels good to you. And so I'll alternate the superset, I guess you can call it, left to right. And I'll knock out about 4 to 5 sets of these, also at that 12 to 15 range. Alright, yeah, that was a pretty basic workout. Nothing too crazy. Shoulders, forearms. Right now I'm mostly focusing on my running and my speed and everything, getting faster. So it's hard for me to take the lifting part seriously right now. I'm assuming once I start making better gains on the running and get back to kind of where I want to be, where I think I should be, then I can start being more serious about lifting. Until then, we'll get in here and just move some weight. The good thing about it right now is that I'm so out of shape. As long as I'm in here moving something, I'm going to see progress. So there's no reason to stress about it too much. I'm still going to be setting PRs every so often, so I won't get too worked up over it. So the plan for the rest of the day is to go home, have a late lunch, do some cleaning up around the house, and then I need to run today. Now this will be my first scheduled tempo run. Unfortunately, it's nice and breezy and cold, very cold. I'm thinking this wind might die down a little bit, make the run a little bit more manageable, more comfortable. But I still need to layer up and just knock it out. Alright guys, about to head out the door for my coldest run ever. On Saturday I ran with OKC Running Club. It's pretty cold that day, had a hoodie on and everything, but it was a nice slow run. But I think this is a little bit colder. Right now it is, I think 26, but it feels like 14 because there is a 17-mile-an-hour wind. So the goal is to head out and do 4 miles. We're going to do a 1 mile easy warm-up. After that we'll do 2 miles at tempo pace, and then I'll go into another easy mile for a kind of a cool down, I guess. Just want to get 4 miles in. Tempo pace should be around 7:51 or around 167 to 175 heart rate. I'll try to stick around those numbers. And then easy zone will be around a 10-minute pace, I think. So let's go knock this out. I'll catch up with you guys when I get back, let you know how it went.